Do you think the world today needs more young, angry women? Oh, sorry to be gender specific. What I meant was, do you think the world today needs more young, angry people? I believe it does. With everything happening around us, the melting ice caps, rising temperatures, wildfire, floods, we need more young voices to speak up. Not with hate, but with urgency. Not with noise, but with purpose. Good morning, everyone. My name is Akira Prasad of class 6th, and today I am going to share some real-life stories and personal reflections that have left a deep impact on me. These stories have made me care deeply about something we can't afford to ignore anymore: climate change. These stories aren't from textbooks. They are about people, especially one girl who showed the world what courage really looks like. Her name is Greta Thunberg. Greta was just 15 years old when she'd had enough. Enough of the speeches. Enough of the promises. Enough of the leaders doing nothing while our planet kept heating up. So instead of going to school on Fridays, she sat outside the Swedish parliament, holding a simple sign: School strike for climate. And she didn't stop for a day or a week. She kept going for 5 years. And what happened? Thousands of young people joined her across the world. It was no longer one girl skipping school. It was a global youth movement. And what's the message behind her strike? The logic is simple. If we continue with the routine of fancy climate conferences, international meetings, and endless promises and zero action, then going to school becomes meaningless. What's the point of learning for tomorrow if tomorrow itself is under threat? If our home, this planet, is on fire, do you really think maths and grammar will save us? It's not the earth who needs saving. The planet will survive, but we won't. Human civilization is at risk, and the only species that can save us is us. So why isn't this our biggest priority? Why are we more invested in exams, politics, wars than in the air we breathe and the water we drink? If you agree with Greta, then think about it and join the climate movement. Not just for the planet, but to save yourself, your children, and your grandchildren. Because if we don't act now, they might one day turn around and ask us, why didn't you protect us when you had the chance? Some people say climate change is just a buzzword. They call it an empty phrase used by activists. So I asked one of them, how's the weather in Siliguri this year? And they replied, oh, it's so hot and humid. I have never felt this in the past 10 years. and I smiled and said, "My dear friend, that's climate change." So all you lovely people out there, start reading about climate change. Start talking about it. You don't need a government or a global summit. You can begin right with yourself, your family, your school, your community. You know what Greta did when she was invited to speak at the United Nations? She didn't take a flight. She took a zero-emission boat all the way from Sweden to New York to prove that systematic change starts with personal choices. Her mother, an international opera singer, gave up her flying career to choose climate over comfort. And to this, Greta said, "It's not a big deal compared to the survival of the planet." Friends, we need to change. We need to reduce our carbon emissions. I admit, awareness isn't where it needs to be. Many people still don't understand the urgency. But among young people, the concern is growing. So we must keep going. We must get informed. We must take the lead. What if starting now, we spare 1 hour every Friday in our schools just to talk about climate action? To discuss solutions, to ask questions, to hold the leader accountable, to dare those who in power to finally take action. Because right now, as I speak, more than 200 species are going extinct every single day. Why do young people care more about climate change? Because we know it's our future at stake. Many older people think, "It won't affect me. I won't be alive by then." But we will be. And that's why it matters. The rules need to change. The systems need to change. And the change must begin today. So all you lovely and beautiful people out there, you are Greta. You are Riddhima. You are Akira. You are the ones who can get the ball rolling. Because it's not Greta's story, it's our story now. Thank you.